Hi, it's Jennifer here, Daughter with Spirit, and I am back today with a brand new episode. This week's episode is all about psychics and mediums. Being a psychic medium myself, I have grown up always fascinated by psychics and probably have watched every psychic on TV, even the Miss Cleo commercials, the infomercials. I was all about that. I think I bought my first tarot deck when I was 11 or 12, and it's just always been part of me. I've always heard and seen things, so I've always been interested in understanding what it was that I was experiencing. So, having called all of these psychic mediums in my early years to gain insight into my own life, um, I have had my share of okay psychic mediums. Um, I've had one phenomenal psychic reading, I can tell you. And it was a man, and he was spot on. I didn't understand it at the time. It probably took 7 years before I understood how right he really was. Even my mom was like, "Oh my gosh, you remember that guy that told you this and this?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, wow." So, I've had my share of good readings, great readings, not so great readings. So today I want to tell you an experience that I had myself with a psychic in our town. So a few years ago, a psychic sign popped up in a yard in the tiny little town that I live in. And to my knowledge, there has never been an advertised psychic or psychic medium in our town. And a little backstory, my cousin was staying with me, and one of my inside cats had escaped. I wasn't really sure when exactly she had gotten out, but all of a sudden I noticed that she was gone. So, of course, frantic cat mom, uh, running outside, calling her name, and she thought, oh, I'm free. I'm going to go check everything out. So she would not come back to me. I had no clue where she was. I was praying that she didn't get out on the road, um, or too far out in the woods because I live out in the country. So the next day, I was desperate and called the psychic in our town. So I dialed the number. I was on the verge of tears. I explained to her my situation. My cat has gotten out of the house. I need help finding my cat. Can I book a reading? So she told me that I would have to come to her location and I would have to buy a locating crystal. I love crystals. They're pretty to look at, and they do have some good qualities. But in my understanding, I couldn't understand why she needed me to buy a crystal to help locate my cat. So I was really turned off by that. And I figured that it was probably a scam. So I told her, thank you. And I hung up. So I knew I had to find my cat. And thank goodness I listened to my own intuition. So I went outside, climbed up on my kid's playset, and I was calling my cat's name. I thought I heard something on the other side of the fence out in the pasture. Wasn't sure, but I thought, okay. I got down. This is like a really big playset. So I had to climb down the ladder. And as I was walking back to the house, there was a big white feather on the ground that had not been there. I would have seen this feather. I always pick up all the feathers that I find. So there was this big white feather on the ground. And I thought, yes, exactly. I knew that that was the sign. That's exactly where I needed to go. Ran through the house, crying, getting on different shoes, running through the pasture, and immediately found my cat. My cat climbed out from a couple of years before we had a flood, and there was some things piled up in the pasture, and she crawled out of there like she had, she was just on a little picnic, and she had cockleburs all in her hair, and she's a big fluffy cat. So it was kind of strange for me to see her in that shape, but she was so happy. She's like, "What, Mom? I'm fine. I'm safe. I've been here all along." So that just this story I wanted to share with you because you need to trust your own intuition. You don't necessarily need a psychic to tell you whether someone is cheating on you, um, or what you should do in a certain situation. You need to trust your own intuition. I can give you insight into what outcome may be best for you, but I don't want anyone to be taken advantage of. And I think that it's really important if you're going to get a reading with a psychic medium, any psychic medium, ask your friends if they know anything about that person. Read Google reviews, watch videos of them reading if you can, because those things go a long way. Um, I just think that it's great for everyone to be well informed. So if you have questions, ask. Now, please don't expect to get a free reading. Every once in a while, I have someone that wants me to tell them their life story so they can test me out. And that's kind of like going to the doctor and having your exam first. And then if you like them, then you'll pay. So I think that everyone needs to do their research first, see if they like the person. I know that if right off the bat, usually, that I like someone. So if you like someone's energy, then it's probably a good idea that you could go ahead and get a reading with them. Now, if you're at the grocery store and you see the checker and you're like, oh no, I need to get out of their line, I don't want them to check me, and I don't want them to touch my groceries, and you switch lanes, you understand that when you're watching a person talk, and it's probably not a good idea to get a reading with that person if you can't kind of jive with their energy. So this was just a little story about trusting your own intuition. Yes, it's okay to get validation and get insight from another person, but you know what to do. On most cases, when it's something like that, I get a lot of emails about, you know, is my partner cheating on me, or should I do this or that? You know, listen to your own intuition. I can help you with certain things, but some of the things we have to learn how to do on our own. And like I said before, make sure that you read reviews, watch the person if you can, talk to your friends, and just try to make the best informed choice that you can. And yeah, that's it. I wanted to let you know to trust your own intuition. We all have it. And I hope you all have a great day. Make sure to leave a comment and hit the subscribe button and let me know. Have you trusted your own intuition? Are there times when you know that you should listen to your inner voice and you haven't, and then something else happened? So see you guys next week. Bye.